The Kansas City Chiefs look different from their dominant form of the past, and so does Travis Kelce. The veteran tight end appears to be entering the twilight of his career after another slow start to his 13th NFL season. Kelce managed only a handful of catches for limited yardage in a recent win over the Giants. But what should worry Chiefs fans most is that he and Patrick Mahomes don't seem to be connecting as seamlessly as they once did. Kelce's most memorable moment wasn't a play on the field, but rather a heated sideline interaction with Coach Andy Reid after the team was forced to settle for yet another field goal. Reid later downplayed the incident, describing Kelce as a passionate guy. When pressed on whether Kelce might be frustrated with the offense's sluggish performance, Reid offered only a vague response, neither confirming nor denying any tension. Travis Kelce seemed to have angered Coach Andy Reid during a Kansas City Chiefs win over the New York Giants. The star tight end and legendary coach got into a heated sideline argument, and a lip reader later shared the exact content of the fiery altercation. Kelce had been under fire from fans for mishandling a pass from Patrick Mahomes, and his below-par performance only fueled frustrations. Coach Andy Reid threatened to give Travis Kelce the boot. During the game, Kelce was involved in a heated standoff with Reid on the sidelines. Cameras caught the tense exchange as emotions boiled over. According to a lip reader, Reid shouted in disgust, "Tell me why I shouldn't kick you off," before bumping his chest into Kelce and adding, "How about that?" Kelce responded by pointing to his injury, saying, "It's my ankle. I need to see Doc about that. I could have saved that if it wasn't for that." Reid downplayed the seriousness of the altercation. Kelce's stat line wasn't impressive, finishing with only a handful of catches for minimal yards. Despite the tension, Reid brushed off the incident, telling reporters that he loves Kelce's passion. "He's a passionate guy, and I love that part. I've been through a lot of things with him. That's all part of it. I love that he loves to play the game. That's what I love. And it's an emotional game, so I'll take it," the coach explained. Reid also addressed questions about Kelce's future and whether or not he's frustrated with the team, saying the tight end simply wants to make sure things are done the right way and has earned the right to be vocal. Travis Kelce's frustration has been growing. The fiery sideline moment wasn't Kelce's first show of frustration. In a recent loss, he angrily slammed his helmet and mouthed words of dissatisfaction, which went viral on social media. He also drew criticism from fans after a costly drop that led to a turnover and an opponent's scoring drive. Patrick Mahomes took the blame. Despite fan backlash, quarterback Patrick Mahomes publicly took responsibility for the miscue. He explained that he released the ball too early and put Kelce in a tough position. "I think if I can put it more on his body and not so far out in front of him, then he can catch it, take the hit, and get in the end zone," Mahomes said. Even with Mahomes covering for him, Kelce faced harsh reactions online, with some fans slamming his attitude and calling him out for being overly emotional. Travis Kelce and Andy Reid clashed on the sidelines during the Kansas City Chiefs win over the New York Giants. The fiery moment came as Kelce argued with his coach and even bumped shoulders with him while the offense struggled. Cameras caught the exchange, but Reid later praised Kelce's intensity, calling it passion rather than a problem. After the game, Reid explained, "I love Travis's passion, man. I'm okay with that. The offense was slow, and he wanted to push the team forward. The guy is all in. Sometimes I have to be the policeman." He's an emotional guy. Kelce didn't speak to reporters afterward, but his performance included 4 catches for 26 yards. Despite the modest stats, Reid expressed no concern about his veteran tight end. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes also defended Kelce, saying, "He's a guy that loves it. That's what's made him so great. I know Reid and Kelce love each other. That's what you want out of the greats." This wasn't Kelce's first sideline flare-up. In a recent game against the Philadelphia Eagles, he shouted at Reid and threw his helmet in frustration. He also made headlines during Super Bowl 58 when he bumped into Reid after being pulled from a play, later admitting he went too far. Now at 35, Kelce is playing at an age when most tight ends have already retired. His numbers may be declining, but his fire and competitiveness remain intact. As he left the field, he smiled, a sign that his coach and quarterback still trust him fully. Travis Kelce walked off the field, heart pounding, adrenaline high, unable to shake the fire that had just blazed up between him and Coach Andy Reid. On the Kansas City Chiefs sideline, the air was charged from the moment the series ended, and the cameras caught every second of the heated exchange as the Chiefs clashed with the Giants at Arrowhead. The Giants were winless, desperate for something to hang on to, but the Chiefs were supposed to be better, supposed to be in control. And yet, as Kelce returned to the bench, frustration was written all over his face. Andy Reid, the Chiefs' steady, seasoned coach, wasn't one to shy away from tough talks or big personalities. He met Kelce head-on, not with words at first, but with a shoulder bump, matching Kelce's intensity stride for stride. The two men, both wearing their emotions as openly as their team colors, kept walking, voices raised, hands gesturing, sideline staff giving them a wide berth. It wasn't the first time something like this had happened between them. Asked later about it, Reid brushed it off, saying sometimes a team needs a little juice, a little fire to get things going. At halftime, the Chiefs led the Giants by only 3 points, and the mood was tense. Every mistake was magnified, every missed opportunity a sore point. But the second half opened with a touchdown drive, and the Chiefs managed to hold off the Giants, escaping with a 22-9 win and dodging what would have been their first 0-3 start since Reid took over in 2013. Kelce, who finished with just 4 catches on 7 targets for 26 yards that night, was nowhere to be found in the post-game interview room. He slipped out quietly, but not before muttering to a staff member as he left the stadium, "I am sorry, boss." The passion was still evident in his voice. It wasn't the first time his emotions had gotten the better of him, and it surely wouldn't be the last. Later, in front of reporters, Reid explained his side, not making too much of the confrontation. He called Kelce a passionate guy, the kind of player you want on your side, someone who loves the game and plays with emotion. "I've been through a lot of things with him," Reid said, his voice steady, "so that's all part of it." He added that he loved Kelce's passion, that it's what makes him great, what makes the team better. He even joked about Kelce being Irish, fiery by nature, and about sometimes having to be the policeman on the field. On a video call the next day, Reid went deeper, talking about Kelce's awareness, his intelligence, and how long he's been at the heart of the offense. When things aren't working, Kelce knows it, feels it, and wants everyone else to know it too. He wants to win, wants the offense to click, wants the team to grow, and sometimes that means letting his frustration show. Reid didn't mind that, not one bit. He said Kelce knows when to push the pedal and when to back off, and that he trusts him to walk that line. The incident wasn't new. Back during Super Bowl 58, as the Chiefs battled the 49ers, Kelce had bumped into Reid during another sideline outburst. On that big stage, his energy was impossible to miss. Reid, ever the steady hand, laughed it off afterward, saying Kelce caught him off balance, making light of it for the cameras. Reid's respect for Kelce runs deep, forged by years of shared battles, wins and losses, highs and lows. He knows Kelce's heart, knows how much he cares, how hard he works, how much he wants to win. The two of them, player and coach, have their moments, their clashes, but always come back to the same page. Against the Giants, the Chiefs needed a spark. Kelce, with his emotions boiling over, tried to be that spark. It didn't always look pretty, it didn't always sound nice, but it helped get the job done. The Chiefs rallied, found their rhythm, finished the game strong, and walked away with the win. Reid's message was clear: don't make too much of the sideline exchange. These things happen, especially when you've got players who care as much as Kelce does. The NFL is an emotional game, played at a breakneck pace. Every play is a battle, every down a test. Tempers flare, words are exchanged, but at the end of the day, it's all about the team. Kelce's passion, his fire, his intensity, and is a big part of what keeps the Chiefs going, and Reid wouldn't have it any other way. Even in the heat of the moment, even when the cameras are rolling and the world is watching, there's a bond between coach and player that can't be broken. As the stadium emptied out, Kelce's quiet apology lingered, a reminder that even the most passionate players know when they've crossed a line, but it's that same passion that drives them, that pushes them to be great, that makes them leaders. For Reid, who has seen every kind of player and personality, that fire isn't a problem, and it's fuel. And on nights like this one, it's exactly what the Chiefs need.